My 2 cents.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about the Daytona album. So of course, you know, Pusha T just dropped his Daytona album a couple of
Did y'all hear
days ago. Jay Black did. I didn't get a chance to listen to it.
I heard it. I heard some of it.
Pusha T, president of good music. Now the album cover, I don't think a lot of people know, was from Whitney Houston's bathroom in 2012. Remember, she passed in 2012 when they found it in the tub. So on the cover, it's a whole bunch of.
That's not where that picture is from. She died at the hotel, right? That bathroom picture, wasn't that from her house?
That was from my house.
That was from a picture that came out a long time ago in the tabloids. That picture, it was like in the Enquirer or something. I remember that back in the day, but that was rude as hell.
And actually, Pusha T had a cover art for it, but Kanye West called him and told him he wanted to switch it to that, possibly to, you know, raise album sales. But Kanye West paid $85,000 for that cover art. How you feel about that? If that's really where that cover art came from, how do you feel about that?
You might have just mentioned it, but what did he say the reasoning behind it was?
He didn't really have a reason.
Because he has mental illness. That's why.
I agree with you on that. I can't even fight with you on that.
I can't.
And I think he's battling something, but it's not his album. It's Pusha T's album.
But he's the producer, so this was his idea. He pulled the 85 G's out of his pocket for this picture.
But Pusha T didn't want. He wanted Pusha T to go half on it. Pusha T told him no.
said he didn't even know that this was what the picture on the album cover was until that day when he put it out. He was like, oh, well, guess what? This is what the picture on the album was. Kanye thought this was a great idea. Well, I don't, and a lot of people don't. And her family thinks that it was very rude and disrespectful and distasteful. And I think that if Bobby Christina was still alive, it would be extra rude and extra distasteful. But like I said, he's off and he's hurt and he needs his medicine, and hurt people hurt people. He wants to put the guy that his mom's doctor on his album cover. Like, he is getting on my nerves. I'm sick of it.
I think that's more so. I think the reason why he doing that with his album, though, I think is because it's a sort of therapy for him. I don't think that's like him being sick, him doing that. Now that shit right here, what he did on Pusha T album, that's fucked up. That is fucked up.
All of it is.
But the other one, I wouldn't put no doctor in my mom. You know, I wouldn't do it.
That just goes to show how hurt he is, and how much pain he is, and how much mental distress he's in.
But look how much more hurt he done did to his mom. Like, you went and fucked with Kim Kardashian. If your mom was alive, you'd be fucking with a black woman. You would. I don't care what nobody said. He wouldn't be with no Kim Kardashian.
Pusha T had an interview on Angie Martinez last week on Thursday, and he told Angie Martinez that Kanye West, who produced the entire album, changed the artwork at the very last minute. This is a quote from him. He changed my artwork last night at 1 a.m. He wasn't feeling it, Pusha told Angie Martinez. The original artwork, it was pictured that we all agree on. He picked the photographer. I took these pictures. He was liking everything, and at 1 a.m. at the last minute, Kanye changed it, and that's what it was.
I mean, just look at the picture. Like, the picture itself, because at first, when I was like,
spooky as hell.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is
I don't know. You guys are young, but this picture came out years ago.
What was it like? What was the picture like? What's the backstory?
So back in the day, it was just assumed that Whitney Houston was on drugs. You know what I mean? Because she would come out and she would do shows and she would be really skinny, or she would just look great. You know, so it was rumored. We didn't know that as a Whitney Houston fan growing up, we didn't know Whitney Houston was on drugs. It was all speculation. You know what I mean? We didn't. She could have been sick. She was always thin. It would go back and forth, and then these pictures started coming out. Like, somebody was gonna buy the house or something. Her house went into foreclosure. I don't remember the whole thing, but like the tabloids. But see, back in the day, the tabloids were like not credible. I mean, the Enquirer and all that stuff. I mean, nowadays everything is credible. Everybody has a picture of something. So, you know, when the picture came out, everybody was like, oh, wow. But still in the back of our minds, we were like, yeah, it could be staged. And, you know, so. But the more that came out, and then when that show Whitney and Bobby came out, we were like, oh, wow, like, she's on drugs. Like, it's bad. Like, we started to see her everyday activity. So the more her and Bobby's business started coming out, the more we started coming to grips with the fact that really she was on drugs and that all this stuff was going on. But that picture was one of the first things that people saw, you know, as a part of the inside her life. That was like, wow, like, oh my God. So it's not like the picture was like, you know, the first time that we'd seen it, but
okay, but
Kanye West just
me just playing on some devil's advocate. Do you feel like Kanye is trying to say something bigger with that picture? Because
I do.
Because think about a lot of celebrities, they got a lot of pressure on them, and they using these drugs to get through the pressure. Like Prince, I think he was on opioids too. When he died, overdosed on that.
Michael Jackson. What was the Miss Doubtfire? Robin Williams. So they
depression.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so maybe he's saying something like Whitney Houston.
It could be. I think that this several things that he's done and has been doing is a cry for help.
Yeah,
I mean, all right, I get it, that, but is that the way you do it?
I mean,
it's art, right?
It's a little different, but even like J. Cole album was about what kids on drugs and all that. That conversation about drugs is really.
Well, what are you saying? We get that.
I think 15, 20 years down the line, I think we'll appreciate the fact that Kanye West did that. And it may sound crazy as fuck now, but we may actually appreciate it, and it may actually be a trend, not only with artists, but just celebrities in general, to just be like, look, yeah, I'm this famous person, yeah, you know, I've done a lot of great things, but behind closed doors, I go through a lot of shit.
Yeah,
like you said.
To really speak out. Because I think, like I said, we hold these celebrities to such a high plateau, and it's like, man, they feel like they got an image to uphold, but they probably the ones the most stressed out of everybody in the world. They got all this money, they got this image to live up to. They probably the most stressed out of everybody. So they take these drugs.
Y'all ain't. I mean, think about, you know, the 70s, 80s. I can't speak on the 70s, 80s because I was here in the 90s, but you know, from a lot of the stuff, you know, my parents told me, and a lot of stuff that I read, you know, that's like when the drug epidemic actually
That's what I'm saying.
began.
Like, none of this is new. Okay, you're a celebrity. You make all this money. You get hooked on drugs. Like, that's just the tragedy of
Ray Charles.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, what are you really saying? This is what we know. We know.
Speaking up about it. Has it ever really been a topic to it? We speaking up. Like,
I was
saying with J. Cole, he's speaking to the little kids, like the younger kids.
I thought that he was just putting it on there because Pusha T is basically, his whole persona is being a drug dealer and a crack dealer.
I didn't even think about
so that. I'm thinking like he's just showing the other side of being a drug dealer. You know, people were like, well, wow, did he sell drugs to them? Was he their drug dealer? Like, I don't know, but I mean, I just think it's rude. It's distasteful. I mean, if that's what you want to say it in your lyrics. You're an artist, right? You're a rapper. There's a more artistic way that you could have brought that point across if what you're saying is, you know, the tragedy of being a celebrity and, you know, it pushes you to this thing when you're on drugs. Okay, we get that. But did you have to put her family under the bus? Like, her people under the bus? Her legacy under the bus?
It ain't really putting her family and her legacy.
Yeah, because the picture's out already.
It is disrespectful, but I just think more so than anything, I think with the cousin coming out, somebody that's very irrelevant in her family, I can understand if it was her mom, but her cousin, it's just something to get money.
Did the family get paid? Get any part of that $85,000?
I think the tabloid.
I don't know, but I know the cousin's mom was a legendary singer, and I know.
You talking about Dionne Warwick?
Whitney, yeah, apparently, and Whitney's mom not aware of it at the moment, from what I understand. So I doubt that they got paid from. I don't know who Kanye paid the $85,000.
Let's see if we can find out.
So
who he paid the $85,000 to? And Kanye West spent $85,000.
I definitely agree with it being disrespectful, but I try to look at both sides of everything. It's a reason why.
But sometimes, I mean, even though the picture is a bad picture, like you said, it's a knowing Kanye, it's a meaning behind it. It's not like he just putting this out just to sell albums. Like I said, I just think it's something 15, 20 years down the line from now. It's definitely something that we probably gonna look back and say, you know what, he was on to something. Just like 15, 20 years ago, like.
I think 15 to 20 years from now, we're gonna be like, yo, why didn't we pick up on all the signs of Kanye West that really needed some help? And we just sat there and laughed at him. Like, if he goes off the deep end for real, everybody's going to feel bad.
I mean, I don't know if you can name any. I can't think of them on top of my head, but what other celebrities have we seen really express that they really emotionally stressed out?
During their career. Not after their career.
Well, you can't do that because then.
So Kanye been doing it the whole time, even to when he was begging for money. You know, he's been very transparent. He's very transparent, like, and that's one thing I respect about Kanye, and even Donald Trump. They both very transparent, and they just say some wild shit.
What do you mean? Do you think Kanye has been transparent with? I don't think he's been transparent with his mental illness. I didn't find out that he was mentally ill and that he was on meds until Rhyme Fest and his friends started talking about it a couple years ago on Twitter, and they were like, yo, dude is off his meds, he's wilding, and I'm not messing with him anymore. That's when I found out.
I don't think as far as with the medicine, but I'm talking about as far as with his feelings.
I think he's trying to tell us that now.
His feelings, like,
but
we didn't. During that time, we wasn't reading between the lines, but now he's coming out and saying that he's on this, and he's being transparent and saying, I've been taking these drugs, I've been going through this, and it's like...
Is he really being transparent, though? He said that he was taking the drugs.
He's giving you his business. He don't have to tell you that he's on these drugs.
He's not really being honest, though.
He's on these drugs.
He's not really being honest, though.
What you mean he ain't being honest?
Kanye said that he's on, he took the meds after he had liposuction and he got addicted to pain pills. That's not what happened. That's not what happened. So you mean to tell me you had?
How do we know that? Though?
Because this is what I'm saying. For a couple years now, people that are close to him that have been working with him have been jumping ship because of his mental illness, and they're saying that he just be wilding. We never saw that. They came out with it first. You don't get props for coming out 5 years later and trying to clean it up and make it seem like the reason why you did it is because you felt pressure to lose weight.
But you also got to think about too. Like, I know I keep saying this, and everybody don't deal with it the same. Like, you got to also remember the fact, like, he basically lost his mom at the height of his career. You understand what I'm saying? You don't really know what effect they have on him.
I'm not saying the reason why, and I'm not saying it's not legitimate, and I'm not discrediting his mental illness or making fun of it or whatever. The fact that it's there, I haven't yet to see him come to grips with that at all publicly.
He probably came to grips with a lot of
stuff. I
stuff.
think that you guys are saying that he's done that, and I haven't seen him do that.
He came out, but at the same time, you saying, back to what you saying, you don't get credit for coming out 5 years. A different situation. Maybe he wasn't ready to come out, just like a woman that's getting beat. She's not ready to come out.
No, I get that. I get that. I get that. But you're not coming out with it publicly to us in words. So you saying he got to be more like Bow Wow? But you are coming out to us with action.
So you saying he got to be more like Bow Wow?
It's just because he don't want. What if he just expressing the way he is? What, he supposed to come out and just tell us everything about himself?
That's what I'm saying. So do y'all agree? So y'all remember when Bow Wow first came out and was saying he was depressed? This was like years ago when he signed with Cash Money. And
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but just to answer your question real quick, it was the National Enquirer picture. It was from 2006. So that's where they got the.
Was it a problem when it came out back then?
You don't remember?
Not really.
It was a problem for her, for them. Okay. You know what I mean? It was like she was gonna have to sell her house. Like, she was losing a lot of money, and then when people came in to see it, they were like, yo, it's mad like crack stuff all in her house. You know what I mean? So they're very protective of her image. So it was a problem for them, and it was a problem for the children involved and everything like that.
Last album.
So, but I'm sorry. Go ahead. What were you saying about Kanye?
I was just saying, like, with Bow Wow, Bow Wow probably the only person I can say, like, and it's not even really. This is like after he was even relevant, where he came out and was just saying he was unhappy and he was suicidal and he didn't want all these things in his life. I'm just saying, like, I don't know if y'all really got into that, but do y'all feel like he need to be transparent like that? Because being transparent,
because that would make more sense to me. That would make more sense to me
in different ways.
Everything that he's doing would make more sense to me and to everybody else if he was just say that.
Everybody not verbal though. Some people are more on action.
I'm more of an action person myself. Like, I don't express stuff like I should, but I'm more of an action. I'm gonna show you better than I can tell you or express it to you.
That's like me when That's like me when I was going through my shit. Like, I had a drinking problem. I would drink every day. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I would show. I wouldn't tell nobody shit, but the motherfucker like, but bitch, you got a bottle every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody. I mean, who knows? Maybe him doing these rants and shit is just.
It absolutely is.
And even music.
It's a cry for help.
It's his form of expression. So, that's why I say, man, we just got to listen to this music and see what he talk about in the music. Because even on one of the songs, the recent songs he came out with Travis Scott and Lil Uzi, he admitted to the drugs and he admitted he was, feeling this type of way. And that's why I listen to his music. He expressing it in his music. Especially with an artist, they might not come out on TMZ and say, I'm ready to kill myself. I'm feeling this type of way. But if you really listen to their lyrics, they gonna tell you exactly how they feel. Like Future, everybody think Future. You'll think Future good when you.
No.
But if you listen to his music, he crying for help. He on these drugs, he on this lean.
Everything,
he's
yeah.
heartbroken, all that. But people, they like, man, nah, we like this music. They not listening to the lyrics.
Because it's the lyrics and it's the vibe and it's the energy that people are drawn to. There's a whole bunch of people that feel that way. And guess what? They like it because they can relate to it.
It's
they
pros and
get
cons.
that. There are people that are on that vibe, on that frequency of depression, on that frequency of slow down drugs. People that are on that frequency are drawn to that music. That's why it's so popular. Overall, I would say that the majority of people that age are on that frequency.
Or even back when Eminem first came out.
Oh,
Eminem
that's a
was
mess.
Depressed.
That's a mess.
We love Eminem because he made depressed music. Because we was able to
He was
see his
a
struggle,
little off.
You know?
Yeah.
Now we don't like his music.
Cause he ain't got nothing to talk. He in a good space.
He don't have any music.
It's like Mary J. Blige, Keisha Cole. We like. I know I like listening to
They
Mary
got a
J. Blige.
saying. I heard this on the radio some years ago. They got a saying. They say when you make your first album, you got your whole lifetime to make your first album. When it comes to your second album, you got 6 months. Kind of think about what I said when I'm saying that. So when you think about a lot of these artists, when they come out with their first album, they telling their whole life story in their first album.
Because they want you to know who they are and where they're coming from.
You know what I'm saying? So,
and I think that's the problem. Even on a different, that's the problem with the music now, that shit's so microwave. It's like you got to keep putting out music and you don't even get time to live life. I remember I was listening to, I think Nas said it. He said, man, I make an album every year and every other year. Because you got to live life to go through shit that has shit to talk about. Or you going to be talking about money, cars.
that's true. That's true.
I mean, Pusha T's album, back to what you were talking about, if you haven't heard it yet.
I didn't listen
He's
to it.
40 years old. He's still talking about crack.
Yeah, he's 41.
I don't want to.
He wasn't really.
That's what his.
But you gotta understand too. But you gotta.
That's what most of the songs are still about.
He is a lyricist, but you
Yeah,
gotta also
he's definitely a
understand,
lyricist. Lyrically, he's dope. I liked him better when he was with his brother, but his brother is on a different level, and I like the direction that his brother went in, and that's great. But it's like Kanye West's whole label, like there's no cohesion.
They all drug dealers. Former drug dealers. You see 2 Chainz, auntie just got out of jail.
John Legend was moving Pat.
2 Chainz is not on.
John Legend might have moved a couple bags.
I don't think so. But is 2 Chainz on good music?
He was
No.
affiliated. I don't know if he was actually signed. But
Yeah, I don't think
he got
so.
Designer, Big Sean.
Designer is on there? Oh, okay. Big
Big
Sean.
on there,
Okay.
Sci-Hi the Prince.
Okay.
Travis
Side of
Scott
Prince
was
definitely is a fucking drug dealer.
You know, at one point Q-Tip was on there.
He was.
Tiana Taylor.
It was short.
Tiana Taylor on there.
I don't think that's gonna be for long, but
I think she's been on.
She been on there for years.
yeah, I think she has been. I don't think she's gonna stay on there.
Why?
I think
just
she
don't.
do more writing.
I think
she
that
more behind the scenes.
I think that she, she's about to be.
Bigger.
Yeah,
big.
yeah, yeah. So.
So what you